Good evening, YouTube. HeirofCarthage back. Wanted to test some more stuff on Total War Warhammer. Some of you asked about the Gaze of Nagash, which is a magic missile spell that is available to the vampires. I almost said empires. I'll just give this guy the benefit of the doubt. We'll just take everything spells-wise away, but we'll give him all the extra abilities because, you know, maybe it helps him out or something. Let's see whether the Gaze of Nagash is really as big and as bad as it's being made to sound. People are making it sound like it can one-shot enemy lords and stuff like that, so I'm gonna just give it an opportunity here. So I mean, if I just, well, we'll just take a standard orc war boss, no abilities whatsoever, nothing special, no healing potions. Can the Gaze of Nagash one-shot this orc war boss? So I've been told by a lot of people that it's definitely capable of it, especially when overcast because it gets extra missiles. Personally, I've done some testing on it, and well, I guess you'll see the results here. So let's talk Gaze of Nagash. I have enough to go ahead and cast it straight away. And it has 250 meter range. It takes 16 mana. Let's watch. It does give extra missiles. So here they come. There's a lot of missiles there. Looks like I scored a hit. It's pretty powerful. It got him routing. It definitely didn't one-shot him, but if this guy is about to go into combat, he's either going to have to use his healing potion, and if you were able to follow that up with some other type of attack, then yes, it would one-shot. So if I could follow up that magic missile shot with yet another attack from another unit with the vampires, which is very easy with something like Fell Bats, then yes, I could have swamped that guy out. Let's actually do that. Let's demonstrate. So this won't be like a super fair test because I'm going to be outnumbering the orcs, but here, let's even make it slightly more realistic. So give me, I just have the zombies so that I can have a couple of ground units, but I mean, fell bats are crazy cheap. Let's even give this guy, you know, just to demonstrate, let's give him a couple big ones. There we go. So see, it flips the balance of power in the favor of the orcs here, and let's just test again with my fell bats ready to swoop in and chase away an orc war boss who's taken a nasty shot. Now, would an orc war boss be on the ground? I'd probably. And the orc war boss, honestly, is a fairly common choice because that war boss has healing potions. So it absolutely is a fairly common choice. Let's just get our fell bats overhead. And our fell bats need to be ready to swoop down on the orc war boss if he takes a nasty hit. And let's see whether or not we can get him off the battlefield in one quick swoop. Destroy them. Okay, here comes the missiles, here comes the attack. Oh yeah, and it actually really did one-shot him that time. And then see, if you followed up just a quick attack like this, the orc war boss is going to rout. Yep, he's shattered. So there you go. I've gotten rid of an orc war boss with just a simple combination of bats and Gaze of Nagash. So that's a pretty big deal right there to be able to do that. Let's test some other scenarios. So, and of course, sometimes this spell does miss. It's not super often, but it can miss. I mean, that was some pretty potent damage that it dealt there. Let's give our war boss a wyvern, and let's try a best case. I don't know if the computer can use it right, but we'll give him Potion of Foolhardiness and Potion of Healing. Now, the challenge here, though, is that I can fire off this, if the winds of magic are favorable, I can fire off this spell well before he's going to be able to use those potions because they have an initial cooldown time off the battle. So if you're playing as the vampires, which are a Rust faction anyway, you could have dire wolves or fell bats ready to go and get a quick shot at the enemy wyvern. Okay, so like, see, this time we do not have enough winds of magic. So this would actually give the AI time to charge up their potion, or the cooldown on the potions. So let's get things started. We got to have 16 winds of magic to pull this off, which is considerable, and it probably should be because this is very strong. So, I mean, it does cost a heck of a lot of mana, but it still does provide a somewhat feasible character sniping scenario for the vampires, even in the age of potions Total War. Let's try this. So here it comes. Here comes the magic missiles. I'm going to follow up with an immediate bat attack. Ooh, nasty, nasty hit. So the bats are going to swarm. The leadership was low. Nope, see, he has time to use the potion here. So see that? If the winds of magic aren't favorable, I feel like the Gaze of Nagash was very effectively countered there by the AI. And if the AI can do it, a person can do it. So anything that's got potions, if you don't start with a favorable winds of magic, it's a problem. But is it worth the risk? I think so, as the vampires. I think it's worth the risk here. The Orc Warboss is actually suffering some pretty nasty leadership loss there. I don't have enough winds of magic to do another one. So I mean, yeah, this is definitely not going to be near as feasible whenever the enemy has access or has a chance to charge up healing potions. So I think that's a good demonstration. The last one, if they don't have a healing potion, obviously they're look, see it missed that time. That happens sometimes too. So this is not a guaranteed deal. So some people asked me to look at this because I don't know if they were saying that Gaze of Nagash was OP, but they were saying it was very strong. I would agree with you. It's very strong, stronger than a lot of magic missile spells. But I think it's going to be conditional somewhat here too, in the sense that you know, it's going to depend on whether or not you score the hit, whether you have a favorable winds of magic, whether or not you have units to follow up with. Can it be useful? Absolutely. Absolutely, and I would say that, you know, 16 mana, if you're able to down a unit like that, especially if you were able to successfully one-shot. So let's see, here might be another good test. Let's pick the Beastmen, and let's just tone this down a bit. We'll give them Beastlord. You know, just take all the abilities away to make this simpler, and let's give them a Gorebull. And this time let's go without a healing potion to simulate favorable winds of magic. Everything in good shape. There's a lot of hit points on this Gorebull. I don't know if he's going to be able to one-shot that either, but let's give it a shot. One shot. Let's give it a shot. Oh boy. That was a bad pun and I didn't even know it. Better get a drink. It's just water, folks. Alright. Here we go. We start with the favorable winds of magic, so we should be able to get this done before the healing potions come into play. Let's see if we can get rid of Gorebull with one shot. And the fast-moving Hellsteed, definitely a handy tag-along to have with the spell. Let's watch it. So here comes the magic missiles. Oh, he's out of there. Yowzas. Gorebull just eats it. One shot confirmed. Wow, I tested this like 6 or 7 times yesterday, and I promise you it did not one-shot a single character. Holy crap. One shot confirmed indeed. That was something else. Alright. Let's just see how often this works. That was nuts. You know what might be another fun test to put this up against? Let's go Warriors of Chaos, and let's pick a very potent melee ward here. 5,700 hit points, but he's only 30 armor. Let's see what happens here against Kolek, the Sun Eater. If he eats a lot of sun, do y'all think this guy is going to be a good spokesman for a Heartburn commercial? I'm just saying. Might want to get a hold of Prilosec instead of that Larry the Cable guy. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, we have a poor winds of magic. And Kolek is going to be all over my zombies, so run, zombies, run. Alright, let's fast forward, because we're going to have to build up 16 winds of magic. Kolek's like, oh, you can build up your 16 winds of magic later, pal. Kolek smash. Oh yeah, look at that. He's already all over my zombies. That's okay. We should have 16 winds of magic. Here we go. Good. Click an attack order here. Let's see if we can get Kolek off the battlefield. I don't know how you miss a target that big, but I kind of did. So yeah, in this case, the one-shotting would not work. It hurt his leadership really bad. And I don't know, though, if we're going to be able to have enough to set it off. Got the bats in after him. Let's see if we can swamp him here. Probably not. Kolek's going to go full smash fest on us. No, we're going to get him. We're going to break his leadership. So, yeah, even the one shot and then just staying after him will help break the leadership. I don't believe Kolek has access to healing potions. Let's rematch and see if we get a better, see if we can get a better shot. That one, I'm just curious whether or not it can do a lot more damage to Kolek than that. Still going to start us with low winds of magic, so let's get our zombies. Go way back here. Okay. Start battle. Fast forward. Like how Sun Eater's like, man, those other lords may be slow, but I'm going to come up there and smash me some zombies. I think Kolek's favorite band was Smashing Pumpkins. Ho-ho! There's another lame joke from Air. You guys didn't even know it. Yeah, how do I know about Smashing Pumpkins? Because I'm old. I was a child of the late 80s and 90s. Let's see here. Here it comes. Give it to him. Wow, that was another pretty solid hit. I mean, it straight up took off half of Kolek Sun Eater's life. That's no joke. We'll just follow it up again with this little ability boost. Yeah, look, we're breaking his leadership again. That's all it took. It was a charge. So, oh, no. He's wavering. He managed to come back just a little bit there. So he almost lost it. Shaken damage. He's under deadly onslaught, and his leadership got boosted, I think, temporarily. So let's see whether or not he can hold it now. Yeah, see, he's going to lose it. That was an ability that saved him there. So wow, even against the mighty Kolek Sun Eater. Well, let's try a couple other interesting scenarios. Not done with this just yet. Let's have some more fun with the Gaze of Nagash. Let's go Bretonnia and get the king here, the regenerative king. He's regenerative because he spends most of his time in the spa, you know, getting face scrubs and everything else. Let's not give him all these extra items. I'll let him keep all of these, though, just in case. All right. That's given. Look at this. Look at the balance of power here. They're like, yeah, you don't really have a chance against Luan. Luan Leoncoeur, the mighty, heavily accented king of Bretonnia. Well, I guess heavily accented if you're from where I'm from. So unless you speak, like, English with a strong French accent, then he probably doesn't sound like he has an accent at that point. All right, let's do this without units on the ground. I have units on the ground. What kind of idiotic... Oh, no, okay, that's them. Ha, my bad. This is a poor test. I need to go back and give him a... his leadership is going to take penalties. I need to give him a unit of spears. So let's do that. There we go. I was like, what do you mean ground units? I got a zombie. Yes, you do, Air. Yes, you have a zombie. All right. Let's try this again. Still crappy winds of magic. Come on. Making my test take longer. My viewers will never forgive you, Warhammer. Okay. Let's see what happens here. See if we can get 16 winds of magic. Yeah, they're moving up more slowly because the Luan's waiting on the spears to help him. Let's go ahead and move up. And let's see whether or not a good solid hit. 80 armor. Okay, he's coming right at me. Now, this might be a good test, actually. I'm going to try and lure him into more of a straight line shot so that hopefully I don't miss. Let's get ready to follow it up. Ooh, wow, was that a shot. Wow. Even the mighty Luan Leoncoeur. And if we charge him afterwards and just swamp him. Now, granted, he could be guarded by Pegasus Knights, and this guy's regenerative. But again, look at this, just a quick assault. Even if the Pegasus Knights were here, we can rout him and start chasing him off the battlefield. So this is a big deal. This is a really big deal, being able to pull leaders off the battlefield like this. Does he regenerate? Not while he's routing, apparently. And you see this, how like one fell back can chase him down so that he can't come back? Yeah, wow. Sucks to be Bretonnia. Oh, well, my bat stopped chasing him, so he's going to come back. You like my little cheeky charge there on the spears. See you later. Anyway, looks like it was totally feasible to kill him that way if I would have actually chased him properly. Oh, yeah. He's as good as dead. So, Gaze of Nagash, Powerful versus Luan Leoncoeur. I can think of another good test. I can think of a couple more good tests where you might want to use something like Gaze of Nagash. So here's another test, and we'll test it out both ways. Let's pick the Empire. And here we got the Empire. Let's, first of all, let's get a Karl Franz on his Deathclaw. None of these really matter for Karl, so I'm just going to remove them. And then, well, I mean, I say that. Is there any of these do leadership? Yeah, that one does. And that one does. Okay, we'll give him the ones that give him leadership. So again, we'll try and simulate if he has the opportunity. And then let's also get a Light Wizard, pretty common sight, Light Wizard on Pegasus. And I'm going to test against both of these guys in a little shooting match here. And this will assume also, let's maybe grab more Fell Bats, which is not outside the realm of feasible with the vampires. 4 Fell Bats is not that difficult. So I'm testing the character sniping abilities of the vampires, whether or not it's legit, and so far it's seeming quite legit. In fact, it's too legit to quit. Oh, yeah, most of you are way too young to get that one too, probably. Do any of you even know who MC Hammer is? Probably not. Alright, air's gonna stop before you figure out how much older I am. Alright, here we go. This is a good night for lame jokes, apparently. Let's pop old Franzi. And then, oh, look at that, Net of Ammontok. How sweet was that? AI getting its game on. I'm gonna swarm Franzi with the bats. And we routed him. Chase him. Alright, Net of Ammontok wore off. Alright, yeah, you can do it. So, I mean, look at this scenario here where I'm able to one-shot Karl Franz, chase him off with the bats, and then surround the Light Wizard. So this would be one way to really jack up an Empire army fast. So, I mean, so there's one more scenario. Let's test. So it's useful against Bretonnian Empire. Seems like it'd be good against just about any faction I've tested this with so far, as long as you did it right. And again, if someone guesses that you're going to be trying this, they can make a couple of counter moves to make this a lot trickier for you, like hiding their lord amidst a bunch of infantry. That can make this a lot more difficult. Again, it depends on whether or not you have a favorable winds of magic. Let's try out Ungrim Iron Fist. He's a very popular dwarf lord. Very popular with the ladies, too. Alright. Due to his insane mohawk. I put a couple of units here just in case Ungrim ends up behind the units. It'll, you know, kind of simulate what would happen if he was hiding. If he's out in the open, then whatever, I'll take a shot at him. People make mistakes, too. Oh yeah, very favorable winds of magic this time. Good. Test shouldn't take long. Okay, let's take all these bats and such. Fly up. Make sure the bats are out of the way of the shot. And here we go. Yeah, don't get in the way of the shot. Oh, wow. Yeah. Easily still hammers the ground target. Let's see what happens. Can we swarm out Ungrim? Now, you can't break his leadership. Keep that in mind. So we will not be breaking his leadership. Nor will my bats be doing much of anything here, but we'll do a quick charge. Let's see if we can cycle my lord in and out and try and do some more damage to Ungrim. Have a hard time getting my lord out of combat. There we go. And you very well could too if you'd be getting swarmed by slayers and stuff right here, so a little bit harder to pull this off on Ungrim, but if you followed it up with, say, like a Vargeist, actually. Vargeist would do it because they would hit with a lot harder charge. So I think if you followed that up with a Vargeist rather than the Fell Bats, you could probably pull this off. I'm just trying to cycle charge real quick with my Hellsteed unit. And it does kind of work. But better yet, since I had a favorable winds of magic, have a nice life, Iron Fist. It's nice knowing you, buddy. There we go. My bats absorb most of that, actually. Anyway. Yeah, so I think this is feasible against pretty much every faction. I don't see why not, at least. Look at these guys healing because of the presence of the necromancer. You can see the little green pop up on him when I come near. So yeah, I mean, I think it's feasible. What do you all think? I think that's a good enough test. I'm going to concede the defeat there. Do you think I'm missing anything? Is it OP? I mean, I think about the vampires, and I think about what happened in the most recent patches. Is it OP? That's a good question. I mean, so you can take people out quick, but with character spamming being very popular, I kind of don't mind the idea of the vampires necessarily having this tool of being able to whack a single unit. It's only going to work on a single unit, because you do have a pretty significant cooldown in between shots. So is it worth it? I mean, 16 mana to get the overcast spell. You could do the non-overcast spell, and sometimes it's not bad. So, I mean, if you did it for 9, you still have the cooldown time. But is it the cooldown time that gets increased? I need to remind myself of that. Let's take a look just real quick before I forget. So let's get in here. Lore of Vampires, Gaze of Nagash. And if we overcast it, increase... No, it's just increased number of missiles. It's not the cooldown. So the cooldown is 43 seconds regardless. And that's going to be the biggest downside to the spell, is that it's every 43 seconds. Considering that this is every 43 seconds, you do have access to a potion of foolhardiness and a healing potion with a lot of heroes. And then you have regenerative on, like, say, a Luan Leon Kerr and other stuff like this. So, personally, I don't feel like this is OP for the vampires, especially considering everything else is out there. I kind of like seeing the lore of vampires have a reason to bring it. Like Invocation to Heck and Gaze of Nagash. These are all in Winds of Death. Lots of good stuff in here for the vampires. So I kind of like this. Like, it's different than the lore of Death. It encourages the vampires to use the lore of vampires. I'm kind of okay with the vampires having some powerful magic, since they don't have skirmishers and other stuff. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I'm off? Am I being too nice about something here? Or do you think that this is OP? Just kind of curious to see your thoughts. HeirofCarthage signing out. If y'all enjoyed it, check out for the little HeirofCarthage logo down in the bottom right and subscribe if you want to see more. And also like to thank MSI for having sponsored the build that's bringing you this content. HeirofCarthage signing out.